good morning. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please. Here.
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 Are there any conflict of interest statements?
Nope.
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of June 28th, 2018.
Motion to defer reading of June 28th minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item A, bid recommendation received for the relocation of a water main on Conkey Street received from the city engineer, Mr. Dean Button.
Good morning. Yes, we asked for 3 quotes for the relocation of the water main. This is in conflict with the pedestrian bridge project that's going to be led in July. I'm sorry, it is July 19th, and we need to get the water main relocated. We're asking that this be funded through shared gaming because it's part of that overall project. We ask that this be done in advance of that project rather than seek NDOT reimbursement, since there's an overall shortfall of funds by NDOT to fund the project.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the bid recommendation?
I would ask that you read the bids aloud, just so you understand what the bids were and who the bid's going to, please.
Okay, so this wasn't formally bid out. This was just a request for quotes.
Okay. Yeah, and then
so the 3 quotes that were received were from Grimmer Construction, and their quote was $37,500. Dyer Construction Company at $38,250, and Hassey Construction Company at $49,446. And the engineering department is requesting that we award the contract to Grimmer Construction of Griffith in the amount of $37,500.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the recommendation.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item B, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting approval of CBO specialty pay to officers Edgar Huerta, Spencer Lemons, effective March 10th, 2018. Approval of temporary parking at Kevin's Automotive. A block party to be held on July 4th, which was done, on the 4900 block of Catalpa, and disposal authorizations.
Motion to approve the police chief's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item C, order to rescind order to demolish property located at 3205 176th Street.
Good morning. I'm pleased to report the next 2 properties are properties that were on the demolition list but have been repaired. In fact, the one on Kenwood, the 3006 Kenwood that you're going to read next, was on the market for 10 hours before it sold after being completely rehabilitated. So for those who think that the city only demolishes property, we actually have quite a success story with repairs, and both of these were repaired, and I'd ask you to please rescind the order so that the new owner of the property can have clean title.
Do one at a time? Yeah. I'll motion to rescind the order to demolish the property at 3205 176th Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item D, order to rescind order to demolish property located at 3006 Kenwood Street.
I motion to rescind the order to demolish the property at 3006 Kenwood Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item E, agreement with iWork to provide a database for the inspections department. So I believe this is this was a request from the IT department. The current software used by the the inspections department is being phased out, and they've reviewed this option. I believe they're going to move towards that. I do have a note on here. Chris, have you had a chance to review this yet?
Which one is it?
This is the iWork database, the item E. That's right. So it looks like I have a note to if we're willing to approve it, subject to your review and approval. So you've not. Okay.
No wonder it didn't sound familiar. Okay.
Okay. So I have discussed this with our IT director. So do I have a motion to approve this agreement subject to the review and approval of our city attorney?
So moved.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item F, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting the 800 and 900 blocks of May Street alleys be overlaid this year. Has engineering seen this yet?
Yes, we received a copy.
Okay.
We will work to try to get that on this year's plan. It's kind of late in the year, but we'll do what we can to try to get it included before the end of the season.
Okay, then I don't believe we need any action on that.
Thank you.
Item F, correspondence received from the First Baptist Church of Hammond requesting road closure for their annual youth conference from 8 a.m. Monday, July 16th, 2018 to 11 p.m. June 19th, 2018 on State Street from the Holman Avenue Bridge to east of the Hammond Library and Oakley Street from Willow Court to Sibley Street. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your name for us, please, sir?
Jonathan Atkins.
And you're with the church, I assume?
Yes, ma'am.
Go. Oops, wrong one. So, I guess my question would possibly be for our city engineer. I know that we have some work going on in this area starting soon, do we not?
I know that the Indiana Harbor Belt Railroad is planning a closure on Soul Avenue. That's not in this area, though.
I think we're hitting Oakley Street soon.
Yeah, that's,
It won't be a problem.
that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Oakley and Fayette, that's south of Fayette, at Douglas. And I can look to make sure we don't have any overlays going on right there. We do have some in the 2nd District that are in progress, but I don't believe there's any in that location. So I'd be happy to take a look at it after this meeting.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and, subject to police and engineering review?
Okay.
And probably street, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
PD and streets?
PD, street, and engineering.
I'll motion to approve the request subject to the police department, streets, and engineering's review.
And I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item H, correspondence received from Finch Productions requesting permission to film in the city on July 10th and July 11th, 2018. Or just the new Hollywood, apparently.
Yeah.
Chris, have you seen this yet?
It just came across on email. I don't have any details. I forwarded it to John Besmar because he's kind of our locations coordinator
Yeah.
for filming. It doesn't seem like they're going to be doing anything extensive.
It does have a drone request, which I know our PD would like to probably
Right.
review.
Yes.
So I would suggest that we maybe forward it to, I already sent it to John Besmar, but maybe forward it to PD just so they can be aware of a drone. In case anybody starts calling and
Staying in area
the
for
government's
15
watching.
minutes. Oh, the drone will be up for 15
Okay.
minutes. Okay. Subject to who?
Okay,
Send it
I
to who?
say police department.
PD only?
And IT also.
Oh, IT, yeah, well,
I'm on eBay.
IT and PD.
I'll motion to approve the request subject to the police department and IT's review.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item I, garage sale permit submitted for approval. This one, H. Yeah, that's attached to it.
Good.
Yep.
Motion to approve the garage sale permits.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 6, matters from other board members. Anything today?
No.
No.
No. Item 7, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Today? All right, new business. Old business, we have one item. It's item A, rental registration hearing for Douglas Point Apartments.
I thought we gave them 2 weeks, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did we get 2 weeks?
We did, yeah, we did, right?
I thought we set it over till next
I
week.
think we
Okay,
did too.
so I think that's an error.
Oh, it might be by accident. I think Kelly wanted a chance to look at some records.
He did. I thought we
Okay.
wanted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
This for Douglas Point. Yeah, I spoke to Lynn, and it was, they owed for 2018. They were just late for this year. I think the only discrepancy was how many apartments they had.
Right.
And I believe it was about 320. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think
I
we're
thought
supposed to have a status on the next meeting, so
Right.
we should have all of that and the exact number by then? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no action.
Yeah, I think we had it. Yes.
Right, right.
Okay, so we're,
No action, right?
no action, no. That was set for July 12th status. We'll take that up at that point. Any other old business?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on.
Nope, not
Sir,
yet. Not yet.
open to the
Not
public.
yet.
Okay, thank you. Old business from you guys? No. No, okay. Now, meeting is open to the public. Does anyone wish to speak today?
I apologize.
Good morning.
Good morning, how you doing? My name is George Howard. I'm the new owner of 936 Conkey Street. I've been before your board. This is my 4th time coming here. Just to kind of recap the history of, this is Congressman Higgs here. This is Congressman Higgs.
936.
Just to kind of recap on what happened so far since
Funky.
I've been coming here. I purchased the house at a tax sale in September. By the end of September, the property was then issued and put on a demo list. I came before you in October to let you know I had not perfected title yet. I could not perfect title until December. There was supposed to be a order to hold any demo or whatever. I still received a letter to proceed with the bidding. I came back in January to let you know that I had perfected title, but I did not have deed yet. I was told that I had to wait until I actually had deed in my possession. I came back in April and presented my deed. We scheduled an inspection for June, and I'm here on July. So it's been a cycle of series of events. I just wanted to kind of update you as to where we are now. The reason I'm here now is because I received had the inspection done. I received this document, which is an agreement with the city of Hammond, Indiana, for rehabilitation of the house. I guess first of all, the postmark on the letter's dated for June 26, and it says I have 14 days to respond. But then also in here it says that I have to start construction by today's date, which is July 5th. I didn't receive this until June 28th, and I was given approximately less than a week to start construction on this, and that's not giving my 14 days. I don't know how that lines up. If that makes sense, I see. Is that kind of clear? That I didn't, 14 days from June 26th is not July 5th.
So just to be clear, you have not entered into the agreement yet. You
I don't
just
want it-
received the paperwork in order to
Correct.
sign and begin that process.
Right, but it's saying the date that I must, begin is today, which is not my 14 days, which means I did not have a right to come to the hearing according to this order because I didn't have my full time. So I guess that would be the first objection, is that alone means that we have to have further conversations. But even within this proposal, there are several things. Me, my contractor, and Congressman Higgs, I've taken him inside the property, have all disagree with. And I'm not sure how to go about objecting to that. I'm new in the city of Hammond. I don't know what this process is. I come here to get guidance. Everything that you've asked me to do, I've done. I just want to be able to restore this property.
So, and Jaime, maybe you can assist here, correct me if I'm wrong. At this stage, we're not really looking for a hearing on the rehab agreement because it's not been entered, we've not approved anything. So typically, you would be working with our inspections department in order to sign on that agreement, then it comes before the board in order for us to approve it, and then we work with you as you go through the process of making those repairs.
Okay.
The demo inspection was either done by building commissioner Bob Vale or building inspector Bill Luder. You can speak to Bob Vale as far as, afterwards, once you enter that agreement and what he's looking for when he did the inspection.
So I would say that your next step would be to communicate with our building inspector or building commissioner, as Jaime has indicated, as soon as possible, because we need to get an agreement on the books if you are intending to repair the structure. Otherwise, it's going to continue forward with the demolition process.
Okay, so how do I actually enter, if this is the agreement that they sent me, and I disagree with probably at least 50% of it, I have pictures, I have everything, I'm not sure what, if they say you have to do this, and I say I don't understand why that has to be done. For example, they've asked me to remove all the siding from the house. The siding is in excellent condition. So who do I take that up with? Do I still take that up with them if I don't agree with that? Is there a way to appeal their decision or their proposal? Because according to the document, I was told to come here. That's the only reason I'm here, because this says that I have to come before the board if I had any, I guess, objections to this proposal.
This is the standard rehabilitation agreement that we have done for every single person who has ever come before the Board of Works. If he can get something from a licensed contractor saying it does not need to be repaired, signed by the licensed contractor, then then we will accept it. But we don't let people go through and say, oh, that's good enough, that's good enough, that's good enough. This is a property that's been vacant for a decade. It does not have water, it does not have power, it does not have NIPSCO. Gas and electric have been cut at the pole. He purchased it, it was ordered demolished, we waited and waited, there was an inspection set up for April 2nd, he didn't show up for that one, we sent him a letter saying, look, we're moving forward. Then there was another inspection done in June. This is the rehab agreement. The letter we send out always says you have 2 weeks to sign this, because otherwise we have people who will just hold it for months and months and months and months and months. Once he signs the rehab agreement, we can always change the start date, but what we're not going to put on there is a start date of September 5th. This is going to get moving. It's been sitting vacant. The only way that anything comes off that list is if he has a licensed contractor say that they have inspected it, and to the best of their expertise, it does not need to be repaired. However, if it is in the agreement, this was something that during the inspection, Bob or Bill would have pointed out to him, so nothing in this agreement should be a surprise. If he was present at the inspection, everything was discussed at the time. That's the reason we have an individual or the contractor come to the inspection. And the next step is we have to have a bond. And that is not negotiable, because this is not going to be a property he lives in. This is going to be an income property, and we do need a bond posted. There will be no rehab agreement until we have the bond posted. So right now, I'm not sure what the issues are. Nothing in there should be a surprise, but we have been waiting for a very, very long time on this property. There have been numerous continuances, numerous extensions. This was supposed to have actually come down in May, and here we are in July. We're no closer to getting it repaired than we were back in December. So if Mr. Howard's going to do something, the summer around here is usually over by October, and if the entire outside that needs to be done isn't done by October, it's obviously not going to get done until next spring. So we're not going to wait a long time. If there's something, there's one or two specific issues that he has a question on, his contractor can come out and do an inspection and write a letter.
And he needs to coordinate that with our
Correct, but it needs to be a licensed
department.
contractor. It just can't be, well, I looked at it and I don't think it's so bad. That's not good enough. The purpose of the rehabilitation agreements to take a property off the demolition list is for something just like 3006 Kenwood and the property on 176. These houses are going to be the best house on the block from being the worst house on the block. It's not going to be just good enough, I'm sticking a tenant in there, I don't care what it looks like. That's not going to fly.
So, Mr. Howard, I think what you need to do is coordinate again with our, either our building commissioner or our building inspector. If you do disagree with some of the items listed in the rehabilitation agreement, then as Attorney Cantar has pointed out, you need a licensed contractor on your behalf to state that they've inspected those and they find them to be in adequate condition that they can be removed from the list.
Okay, and that's new to me, so thank you. I did not know that information.
You will also need to post a bond if you're going to enter into that rehab
Right.
agreement. So I would say your very first step is to coordinate with the inspections department.
Okay.
And get that, if you are intending to repair this property, then you need to have that rehab agreement signed as soon as possible. So I would coordinate with them to be clear on everything that you need to do, but we will move forward without a rehab agreement on the demolition of this property.
Okay. So once the bond has been posted and the rehab agreement has been signed, does that then remove the property from the demo list?
No, the demo list it's off the list when it's repaired.
So we're not going to do anything to it while we have an active rehab agreement in place.
Okay.
Okay, so it gives you time to make those repairs. We bring it before the board for status to make sure that there is progress happening on that property. And once you have sufficiently completed all of the items on the rehab agreement checklist, we will bring it before the board again and rescind the order to demolish and give you clean title.
Okay.
Okay?
Also, or excuse me, I don't know the young lady's name. She said if I have one or two issues. There are several issues that's in here. Am I limited to one or two, or is it as many as the contractor will actually sign off on?
If your contractor comes out and says, you know, this has been done, it's in good enough shape for me to sign off on it, then you will coordinate with our building department to remove those items from the list.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So as long as the licensed contractor with the city of Hammond
Yes.
signs off on it, then
Says these are not repairs, these repairs are not needed, that they're in
Correct,
good enough
and then-
condition.
And it was agreed upon with the building commissioner.
okay, so
It
that's,
all needs to coordinate with the building department.
so what happens if the contractor and the building commissioner disagrees?
We will tackle that hurdle if we get to it. Hopefully, we don't have that issue because we typically have contractors licensed in the city of Hammond that are familiar with our code.
Yes, ma'am.
And are clear on what is necessary in order to have a property in a position where we don't have to have it on a demo list.
Okay. And honestly, and I'm not being facetious, I mean, this agreement says everything to the trim on the doors have to be taken down. I mean, trim on doors and windows is a big extreme. Every rafter, every joist, every wall, the front and back porch, every piece of siding, the roof, soffit gutters, the
So
flooring.
that's why I'm going to advise you again.
Yeah, I mean,
to speak with
everything that makes a
the
house-
inspections department. This board here is only to take up the rehab agreement or the demolition order based upon the findings within those reports. We do
Okay.
not pretend to be inspectors ourselves.
No problem. Last thing is that, how do I handle the date issue? Because,
Move forward as quickly as possible. We don't want to see you here a month from now saying, oh, I haven't gotten to it yet.
well, that
Okay,
hasn't.
we're going to
and-
allow,
and-
we're going to allow that to happen. If you enter into a rehab agreement with us, you know, within the next few days here, and you coordinate with the inspections department, and we have a rehab agreement on file, we are not going to say, well, he didn't get the paper till this point, and we're knocking down the house tomorrow.
Okay. I do want to make it clear that I have not stalled, stalled, asked for any continuances. I've never done any of those things. All I've asked for is to actually have my hearsay. I don't know the process here again, so
I
that was.
understand, sir, and I hope that the next time we see you in front of us, it's because we're going to take the house off the list.
I
because
would
it's
hope so
complete.
too, and I would actually love that. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, so,
Coordinate with the building department.
all right, go there
First
now.
step. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is anyone else in the public wishing to speak today? No? If not, I will entertain a motion to, oh, sorry? Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, my name is Bill Richmond. I have the property at 233-235 Kenwood Street, and it was put on the demolition list on 28th for bids. And I'm new at this. Is the bid been awarded, so I know when to get all the items out? Because it's used,
We
I
open the
think-
bids on the 20th, we'll probably award them next Thursday.
okay,
But I mean, you
Okay.
can still, if it's your place, you can get the stuff out until
No,
the.
I remember
Right, it's
he
used
came
for dry
before
storage
us
for,
at the
company
last
Hammond.
meeting and said that, you know, you agreed with the order to demolish and we're moving
Wholehearted.
forward, but you wanted to make sure you had adequate time to get
yes.
everything out.
And I believe I'd be an asset too when they come there, because there is, I know they don't like to move their heavy equipment on a basement, you know, it's a smorgasbord of code violations over there from the 50s all the way up to the 80s. So when it does get awarded, I'd like to walk through with the contractor and help them out, because
Jaime, is
What-
that, I don't know if that's something we can,
Well, he can come. to the
Accommodate?
next- He can come to the next meeting when we award, we're going to award next meeting, right? And then he can find out who it is and give them a call. And if they
Okay.
want to do it,
Okay.
fine, we can't make them, but if they say. they're-
sounds good.
yeah, so.
As long as it's safe for the contractor, and, you know, he can talk with the contractor.
Okay,
And as we said, we will be awarding next week, so then we'll start moving on that within the next few weeks. So
okay.
again,
I'll stop here.
don't delay on getting your property out of the structure, but you do have a couple of weeks still,
Thank you.
okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else from the public wishing to speak today?
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.